gray uniforms with dark blue lettering and numbering and white trim along the bottom of the shorts as well. It will be Onu and Sherman to jump. And we are underway, and William Penn controls as Bailey brings it into the front court and will fire from the top of the key. That shot no good. And the rebound taken by Grant for the Bears. Edwards and Johnson at the top of that 2-3 zone defensively for the Statesmen. As game number 4 of the Wendy's Classic underway here from Penn Gymnasium. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. Here's Grant with the basketball. Now, Biacapia over to Grant. Here's a 3 from the right wing and off the mark, off the hands of Gavin Brown. And back come the Statesmen. Edwards between the legs. Dishes or tries to dish it to Sherman. He lost control of it. And out of there with it is Crawford. Crawford to Onu along the baseline, and his pass poked away by Edwards, who's able to save it off the leg of Brown, and will go the other way.
Good job right there of Edwards. Getting back, making the good defensive play, making the athletic maneuver to knock the ball off the Bears player.
1 minute gone here in the first half. No score between the Statesmen and the Bears. This should be a good test here this afternoon for William Penn. There's a steal by Biacapa with his quick hands. Poked away the interior pass. Here's Grant on the other side. A little runner that caroms off the iron a couple of times and then falls into the hands of the Statesmen. Here's Johnson, a pull-up jumper. That's good. And we are no longer scoreless as William Penn gets the first points of the afternoon. It's 2-0, 8.5, or a minute and a half gone by here in the first. Here's Jawan Grant with the basketball. Skips into the lane, now kicks it to the corner, and Crawford. Dangerous pass there as Edwards almost had a steal. Here's Biacapa. His baseline jumper is too strong. And on the rebound, Alcindor hits the floor. And it's going to be a loose ball foul on Jawan Grant.
Yeah, A.B. Edwards almost coming up at the steal there. Like you mentioned, we talked.
It's rare that these two teams, that Penn and Grandview, meet this early in the season, but when you've got a conference schedule and slate like William Penn does, where you have to play all the Heart of America teams twice, there's not a lot of time for non-conference action.
Yeah, and that Grandview team, they're going to be hungry, as they are always, to come in here, face Statesman and the rival.
Out of the timeout, it's William Penn basketball. Here's Sherman to Johnson. Crawford out on him. They'll go back inside to Sherman. He'll spin to the baseline with the left hand and is able to finish as Onu.
Big, strong move right there by Sherman, backing down Inu. Just a sophomore. Good size, but Sherman just overpowering him there.
Here's Grant. Tries to feed it inside to Onu, but the pass goes through his hands out of bounds. And we'll come back with Avery and Edwards. Here's Edwards on a drive. Lob to Sherman.
It's a thing of beauty right there, having a point guard or a guard that could pass, and Sherman, the big fella, could throw it down.
There's another bad pass, but saved by Crawford before another turnover. Yeah, that last possession, Sherman just hung out on the weak side, and Edwards drew the defense with the drive and then found him. There's a loose ball that's tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bears. As William Penn, much more active defensively here to start this ball game than what we saw last night in the first half against Wright State Lake.
Yeah, continue to go with that 2-3 zone. Something that they made a change of a couple weeks back. Coach Henry liking how the players are responding to it, so they're going to continue to roll with it.
There's a pass inside, poked away, and Edwards is out of there with it. Numbers for the Statesmen. Here's Edwards, gives it to a trailing Johnson, who can't get the layup. Johnson, I don't think, was expecting that pass, as he was right next to Edwards. But now we've got another steal. This time it's Bailey with the drive, and a foul is called. Active hands early for William Penn defensively. And
yeah,
Bailey will be at the line.
Statesman really do see him engage on the defensive end of the floor, something that's really good to see, something I'm sure Coach Henry is delighted to see as well.
First free throw from Bailey is too strong.
And yeah, we're going to talk about it. Free throws kind of been a weakness for the Statesmen. Good last night. I believe they were 11 for 12 from the charity stripe, but on the season, just 63.7%.
Second one also too strong. And Crawford out of there with it for the Bears. Here's a pass, though, tipped by Edwards right into the hands of Bailey. William Penn again on the attack. Johnson open in the left corner. That one rims off. Bailey gets the rebound. Dishes to Sherman. Sherman spins in the lane. And we've got a timeout on the floor by head coach Delano Thomas. That he does not like the effort defensively. Out of the timeout, it will be Shawnee State basketball as Coach Thomas comes in with Tamel Watkins, a junior from Columbus, Ohio. Along with him comes Chris Bird, a junior also from Columbus. They trail at 8-0. There's a shot from the inside that's off the mark from Justin Johnson. Johnson also into the ball game.
You mentioned Watkins. Watkins, the second leading scorer for this Bears team, averaging 11 a game.
Here's a quick pull-up from Bailey that's off the mark. And it'll go out of bounds to the Bears. Here's Johnson out top against Edwards, and that's going to be an offensive foul as Edwards moved the feet, was able to get in front of Johnson. As Johnson, the 6'10 freshman, or junior, from Cincinnati, not necessarily where he wants to be with the basketball, out 30 feet from the basket with the dribble. He commits the offensive foul, and we're back on the other end. It's Sherman out top, looking. Good job by Watkins covering up Alcindor on the back screen. Here's Sherman. Thought he had Johnson cutting baseline. Johnson instead leaked to the corner, and the pass sailed out of bounds.
And just a little bit of a miscommunication right there by Sherman and Johnson.
Here's Watkins with the basketball. Over to Brown. Johnson tries to feed it into Onu, but Alcindor was there to poke it away. Here's Marlin on the attack. He's cut off by Bird and gets it to Sherman at the elbow. Sherman goes right at Johnson with the right hand.
Sherman, the big fella, backing his defender down, getting into the hole and finishing.
Here's Watkins, 10-0 William Penn on top. Here's a shot from the corner that's good. As Shawnee State, Chris Bird gets them on the board with a three from the left corner. Edwards on the attack, though, for William Penn. Sherman lays it in with the contact, and he'll go to the line. Tim Biacapa checks back in as Brown checks out. Sherman will be at the line, trying to complete the three-point play.
Sherman comes into this game shooting 56% from the line. That's 15 of 27.
Sherman rattled out. Free throw's no good. It's 12-3. Here's Watkins with the basketball. Onu, left wing. William Penn. If Onu wants to play out there, William Penn will let him stay there all game long. Here's Johnson at the top. Kicks it to the corner, and Biacapa, his three is no good, and Johnson for William Penn. Here's Alcindor, catch and shoot. No good, too strong. And Johnson with a rebound. Here's Johnson. Nearly lost it. Now we'll fire it to the corner. Inside it goes. Biacapa misses again. Here's Onu with a putback. Good job there by Shawnee State staying with it, as Biacapa and Onu both on the inside with multiple opportunities. Here's a pass poked out of bounds. Mario Manuel now checks in as Sherman will get a breather. Selby Hind Wills A junior from Crawley, England, checks in for head coach Delano Thomas and the Bears. 12-5 our score, 13:30 to play here in the first half. Here's Manuel, right side, hands off to AB. AB to the bucket, lays it up and in.
Good job right there, absorbing that contact, still able to finish. AB Edwards.
Here's Watkins, thought about a deep three, instead swings it over to Bird. He fakes the shot and then dishes to Johnson, who misses the dunk. May have lost control of it on the way up. Here's Johnson again on the inside, and a foul is called. And they're going to get Manuel with the body. That's his first. Team's first. And that will send Justin Johnson to the free throw line.
Johnson, the third leading scorer for this Bears team, comes into this game shooting just about 60% from the free throw line, 22 of 37.
First one is good. Curled it in over the front iron. Eddie Daly now checks in for William Penn as Shamar Bailey will check out. Daly didn't play a lot last night, but was solid when he was in there.
Yeah, Daly's really a good-looking player. He's tall, lengthy, has a nice shot. Just still in the developmental stages of his career.
Johnson gets a pair. 14-7 our score. Here's Edwards, guarded by Biacapa. Edwards with the dribble. Draws the defense, dishes to Manuel. Count it!
You see Manuel flexing right there, showing off his strength. The big fella comes into this matchup. He goes way of 6'7", 260, so he's a load.
Biacapa's whistled for the foul. That's his first. Team's fifth. And Manuel at the line trying to complete the three-point play. 12:55 to play here in the first. Free throw is good. 16-7. William Penn with a 17-7, with a 10-point lead again. Q Cager into the ballgame now for William Penn as well. Here's a back cut and a lob and finish from Tim Biacapa as William Penn lost track of him on the weak side, and he got the flush. Here's Edwards. Kicks it to Daly. Dangerous pass, but Alcindor tracked it down. Here's Cager on the drive with the left hand. Here's Biacapa to Watkins. Now Bird. Inside it goes to Johnson. They swing it out. Shot fake. Inside to Johnson. Lost it. Daly was there defensively. It may have gotten a hand on it.
Yeah, good hands there by Daly.
Here's Edwards on a drive. Alcindor three. Got it!
Good to see there from Alcindor hitting the three. We mentioned just 1 of 10 last night. Came into the season the leading scorer for the Statesmen. Good to see that one go in.
22-9. Here's a three on the way from Watkins. That's off the mark. Johnson, though, with a rebound, and they put in. Johnson providing some energy off the bench for the Bears. Here's an offensive foul on Edwards, as stepping in and drawing the charge was Wills. And Edwards will leave. That's his first foul. Darius Wheeler into the ball game now for the Statesmen. Onu back in for the Bears as Johnson will take a seat. Talked about how Wright State Lake last night was a young team. This Shawnee State team young as well. They've only got one senior, and that's Juwan Grant. So Coach Thomas, he's got some pieces for the future as well. Here's a drive, and that's going to be an offensive foul as Manuel held his ground along the right baseline, and Wills ran right over him. First foul on Wills, team's sixth. And Wheeler will bring it into the front court. Here's Wheeler. Reverses now, goes left side. Shot fake, back to Daly. Daly, a long two-pointer, is off the mark, and the rebound tapped up ahead to Watkins. Here's Watkins dishing to Biacapa with the layup. And Coach Henry needs a quick timeout as he did not get the offensive set run that he wanted.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there by Darius Wheeler and Coach Henry. Darius, one of the more trusted playmakers for this Statesman team. 4-year guy here for the Statesman. Really came into his own the last 2 seasons as a Statesman.
Full court pressure now by Shawnee State. Alcindor missed the dunk as they broke it. And now we've got a whistle underneath. The foul's going to be whistled on Watkins. Alcindor tried to hammer that thing down, but it rattled out. And that's 17 fouls now on Shawnee State, so that'll be a 1-and-1 bonus for the Statesman, and it's Mario Manuel. First free throw is good. He'll get one more. Second one, right through. Manuel, a perfect 3 of 3 at the free throw line here to start things off for William Penn. And it's 24-13. Here's Juwan Grant back into the ball game and immediately knocking down a long three. And Shawnee State continues that man-to-man full court pressure. Inside it comes to Manuel. Manuel reverses. Shot blocked though, but Cager is there for the cleanup.
Smart play by Cager. Sniffing out the board right there, crashing the board, and ended up with the easy 2-point putback layup.
Here's Grant. Over to Biacapa. Watkins tracks it down. 16 to shoot. Here's Grant with a shot fake, and he's going to draw the foul on Wheeler. Wheeler can't believe it. He thought he had a clean block.
It looked like he might have clipped the elbow there a little bit on the way up.
That's the first foul on Darius. Team's third. And that'll put Grant at the free throw line. First one is no good. Brown checks back into the game along with Michael Hubbard, a freshman from Tampa, Florida. Bird will take a seat. Along with Watkins. Second one from Grant is good. 26-17. Here's Alcindor with Manuel. Alcindor just ever so easily just lays it up there with the left hand off the window. Here's Boyd, a three that's off the mark. Excuse me, that's Brown. And Alcindor with a rebound. He's trapped along the baseline, but comes out of there with it. Here's Cager to Daly. Lets the defender fly by. Daly, a left wing three. Timeout, Shawnee State. 31-17 our score. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching William Penn basketball on the three-pointer by Eddie Daly. And a great job there, Jared, by Eddie. Getting the pass and then realizing he had a defender that was flashing at him. Waited for that defender to fly by and then took his time and lined it up and knocked it down.
Yeah, really good patience there by the sophomore, Eddie Daly. Pretty good stroke from beyond the arc.
Here's Shawnee State with the basketball out of the timeout. Here's Grant on the inside, getting position and getting the short jumper to go down. Here's Cager back for the Statesman. And Coach Henry yells out the play, and Cager will set it up, guarded by Hubbard. Here's Cager on the drive. No good, but Manuel is there for the cleanup.
Yeah, good to see one of the big men down low take charge on the offensive glass, and Manuel did that right there.
Here's Onu on the other side, though, getting the answers. He had position on Manuel along the left block. Too good position there. Manuel can't give that up. Onu able to finish. And back come the Statesmen. Here's Alcindor. Loses his footing as he tries to drive. And he's tied up on the floor by Brown. It will stay, I believe, with William Penn. The 2018 Wendy's Classic and looks to move to 9-0 on the year before a big 3-game week next week, as they'll host Grandview on Monday and then travel to Clark on Thursday and travel to Mid-America Nazarene on Saturday. Here's Brown with the basketball. Now Biacapa. He tries to drive and lost it. Cager with a steal and a flush on the other end.
Q Cager. Good defense right there with the active hands. And then flushes it down with 2.
35-21, largest lead of the afternoon for William Penn. Here's Biacapa around an Onu screen. Gives it over to Brown. 15 to shoot for the Bears this trip. Here's Johnson. Dribbles in, now kicks it out to Brown. Brown with a shot fake. Now fires from outside and gets the shooter's roll. Gavin Brown bounced it off the front of the iron, off the backboard, and it fell through. And it's 35-24. Shawnee State hanging around. They will not go away. This is a good basketball team. Here's Alcindor on the drive. Dangerous pass into Manuel, but he controls it. Out to Cager, a 3. So Cager answers right back with a 3 of his own. Here's Biacapa on the right wing. Over to Brown. Thought about it, instead passes it up. Right wing 3 is good, though, as Michael Hubbard knocks down his first field goal of the afternoon. And it's 38-27. And Onu's going to be whistled for the foul as he was battling Manuel on the inside 4 position.
Yeah, just not a good foul right there by Onu.
Tawan Johnson, Abrian Edwards, and Shamar Bailey back into the game as Wheeler, Daly, and Alcindor will check out. Omar Sherman also going to check in after these free throws as he's going to come in for Manuel. Free throw from Mario is good. He'll get another. That's the 8th team foul. First whistled on Onu. Manuel, a perfect 5 of 5 at the free throw line here in the first half, and he will get a well-deserved breather.
Yeah, good set of minutes right there for Manuel. And he set a 5-5 from the free throw line. That's key for the big man who's going to get a lot of fouls called his way.
Here's the Bears again, trailing by 13. Johnson inside, bad pass. Poked away by Sherman, taken away by Edwards. Here's Bailey on the drive to Cager. Lost it, but right to the waiting arms of Sherman, and Sherman is called for the travel. Coach Henry not pleased with the travel call as he's saying Sherman didn't have the basketball.
And he was saying that he couldn't get possession of the basketball because the Bears defenders were draped all over him.
Back come the Bears, excuse me. Here's Bird with the basketball on the right wing. Over to Grant in the corner. Back to Brown. Shot fake. Puts it on the floor. A little runner is no good, too strong. But Grant in there for a rebound. And he's able to get Sherman up in the air and then put it in. 40-29. Here's Edwards with it out top, guarded by Hubbard. Out to Johnson. Here's Johnson on the drive against Brown. Now dishes to Sherman, who goes up with the left hand, lost it, gets it back, and now he's able to finish, and he will have a chance at a three-point play.
Omar Sherman not giving up after the first couple misses. Able to draw the foul and put it back up and in. Good resiliency there shown by the big man.
Sherman with a chance at a three-point play. Don't know if you could hear it on the broadcast, but there was just a pretty rousing round of applause for former William Penn statesman Brandon Trotter, who has made an appearance at Penn Gymnasium here this afternoon.
Yeah, Brandon.
Here's Onu missing on the inside, and Johnson with a rebound. Johnson lobs it inside to Sherman. Back to Johnson. He'll fire a deep three that's short, but Sherman is right there to clean it up. The long rebound kicked right to the waiting hands of Sherman. And he's got two more. Here's Grant. Inside to Onu, but the pass sailed out of bounds. And that's going to be an offensive foul as Cager pushed Bird away to create separation. That was right in front of the official, so that was an easy call. As Onu and Hubbard check out, Wills and Biakapa check back in for the Bears. 5:01 to play here in the first half. 44-29 our score. Here's Bird with the basketball. He'll lob it to the corner and Brown saves it to Biaka. He drives, dishes to Grant, and Grant is able to finish. Here's Edwards. Skips it across to the corner and Cager. Cager drives, dishes to Sherman, and Sherman lost it on the way up. Bird out of there with it for the Bears. Good job by William Penn defensively getting back. Here's Bird now, a three from the left side, and he curled it in. 44-34, it's down to 10. As this Shawnee State team just continues to hang around. Johnson with the basketball out top. He dribbles right now, gives in to Edwards. Edwards drives baseline, dishes to Sherman. Sherman, a power dribble, shot no good, tip no good. And out of there with it is Brown, and he's bumped by Cager. That's going to be the second foul on Q. Cager. He'll take a seat as Darius Wheeler checks back into the game now. And Shawnee State with a bucket here can cut it to 8. The closest they've been in a while. Here's Brown, a three from the left side. That's good. Make it 7 at 44-37. Here's Edwards on the drive. Tries to get it into Sherman. The pass too strong, but Shawnee State throws it right away. Here's a lob to Sherman, and it's a bad pass. Here's Grant on the other end. Got away with the travel.
Yeah, that was pretty clear there, but regardless, Statesman got to do a better job taking care of the ball here at the offensive end, especially.
Here's Johnson on the drive, but a whistle before the shot.
Especially if they want to keep this Bears team down.
The foul will put Johnson at the free throw line. Onu's going to check back in for the Bears. That foul was on Brown. It's the first foul on Brown, and then it'll be Tawan Johnson at the free throw line for a pair. Free throw is good. That ends the mini run by Shawnee State. Johnson will get another one. But 45-39 now. A 6-point lead for the Statesmen. Make it 7 after Johnson knocks down the second free throw. 3:02 to play. This is an important 3-minute stretch, I think, for both teams, Jared, as William Penn's going to try to retake some momentum going into the locker room. Shawnee State, meanwhile, is going to try and continue to cut into this deficit. And they do as Brown knocks down another three. Inside to Sherman. Sherman power dribble to the left and goes right at Onu and gets it to go.
Yeah, good job right there by Sherman. Stopping this little Bears run.
Here's Brown. Wheeler on him this time.
It's a defensive breakdown right there by the Statesman down low.
Yeah, Wills was able to find an opening. Nobody was around him. And he had an easy put in. Here's Sherman again on the drive.
Omar Sherman looks like a man on a mission down there, trying to keep the Statesman afloat.
Well, the big fella's got such a soft touch on his shot. He's able to throw that little 6-foot floater up there, soft off the window, and get it to go down.
Yeah, he has such good, just feel for the overall feel of the game for Sherman. It just really stood out to me.
And now we've got a trap in the corner, but a foul is going to be whistled on Wheeler. That's going to be his second. And now he will take a seat as Alcindor checks back in. 50-44. Penn with a 6-point lead, 1:46 to play here in the first half. Here's Wills on the inside. Kicks it back out to Biacapa. Now an elbow jumper that rattles out from Onu. And Alcindor and Wills, or excuse me, that's Bailey and Wills, are tied up on the rebound. The alternating arrow will give it to the Statesman.
Job right there by Shamar Bailey. Getting in there and going up strong. Couldn't quite come away with it, but got the jump ball and be safe to ball regardless.
Here's Edwards into the front court. Biacapa out on him. Sherman comes out to set a screen. Edwards, a little shake and bake. Tries to feed it to Johnson, and Johnson just lost it.
And the turnover's starting to become a worry on the offensive end for the Statesmen. You know, we say we can live with some, but that one's one that can't happen.
Here's Wills with the basketball. Out top it comes to Bird. Out to Brown, a left wing three, blocked by Bailey. Bailey got out in front and blocked it away. Here's Johnson on the drive and a finish. And we've got a whistle either on the shot or is it after the shot? As the weak side official came in from the backside after the shot was down, but it's just a late whistle as Biacapa's whistled for the foul.
Yeah, the ref on the baseline obviously didn't see that. Pretty blatant there. I mean, you probably heard the smack through the audio here.
Johnson has a chance at a 3-point play. Free throw is no good, but Bailey's in there for an offensive rebound. Saves it to Johnson. Johnson back to Bailey. Inside it goes to Sherman. They swing it around. Alcindor, left wing three. Got it!
And that's how you grab back some momentum right there, Kai.
The assist to Johnson, but give credit to Shamar Bailey, who got in there on the free throw and got the offensive rebound and another opportunity. Here's a bad pass and a throwaway by Shawnee State. Just like that, the lead back to 11 at 55-44. 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And Coach Henry wants to call a timeout real quick. And wants to set something up here for the final 30 seconds of the half. We got a full timeout call. It will be William Penn basketball out of the timeout. Again, about a 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Edwards out near the midcourt stripe. With the basketball, he's guarded by Hubbard. And now Coach Henry yells go. And Edwards moves in. Inside it goes to Sherman along the baseline. Sherman, power dribble, moves to his right. Shot is good. Sherman just took his time and got it to go. Here's Hubbard on the other end for William Penn. A deep three is no good. Shawnee State wanted a foul, but none called. William Penn rallies in the final 3 minutes to build that lead back up to 13 on Saturday. Then they get a week off for finals before hosting Peru State on December of the 8th.
Number 10, Gavin Brown, 15, Jawan Grant, and number 30, TJ Owens.
Shawnee State basketball to start things off here in the second half, and they promptly turn it over as Bird throws it into their bench. Bird getting the start here in the second half over Crawford. As Crawford, he left early in that first half. He was holding his upper right leg, so I don't know if he got a knee to the thigh or what, but we have not seen him since.
Yeah, sometimes getting those knees to the thighs can really, you know, they can last for a long time. You know, a little Charlie horse there, not easy to come back from.
Edwards drives and draws a foul. That foul is whistled on Onu. That's his second. And Edwards will be at the line for a couple of free throws. First one is good.
Yeah, Edwards had a pretty good first half. Only shot the ball one time, made the shot, but he had 7 assists. And we mentioned it coming in. He's one of the top in the nation in assists, coming in at 9.4 a game.
And he had 7 in the first half. Second free throw, no good, but Sherman is there for the rebound. Sherman, power dribble to gather himself, and then puts it up and in. Coach Thomas wanted it over the back. Doesn't get the call. Sherman now with 22 points to lead the way. And it's the largest lead of the game for William Penn at 16. Here's Bird with the basketball. Skips it out to Brown. And Brown will back it out with 12 on the shot clock. Now Brown gets the pass and fires up a three from the right wing that's no good. Sherman up high for a rebound, looking for help, and gives way to Johnson, who will bring it ahead for William Penn. Here's Johnson, a little stutter step move, and kisses it off the window.
And good to see Sherman getting after on the boards there. He had 3 in the first half, 2 early ones here in the second half. We've talked about what he's been doing offensively, but if he can get those boards going.
Here's Brown on a drive, feeds it into Onu. Onu blocked by Sherman. And is that a foul or?
I think they're going to call
a travel. Or no, a jump ball, excuse me, between Sherman and Onu, as Onu was tied up by Sherman. And the alternate possession will give it back to the Statesman. 62-44 our score. Here's Edwards on a drive. Lob to Sherman! Boy, that one was a little high, but Sherman took the elevator upstairs and threw it down with the left hand. 24 now for the big fella.
Yeah, the long arms of Sherman. Looked like he was pretty far away from the basket, too. Still able to get that one to go down.
Here's a three from the corner that's good from Jawan Grant. And after the three, a quick timeout called by Coach Thomas. We'll keep it right here. It's a 30-second. Either a quick three after winning the tip. Their goal is to win the tip and then either get a quick three or, they run sort of like some sort of lob like that is what it's been in the years past. Wouldn't be shocked if we see that to start things off on Monday if William Penn wins the tap. But again, that's Monday. We got 17 and a half minutes to play here yet today. William Penn on top, 64-47. Here's Alcindor, a little drive that misses the shot from 10 feet. Bailey tried to tap it in, but couldn't get it to go down. Here's Brown, open in the corner, no good. But in there for the rebound is Biacapa. And then he loses it to the corner and Edwards. Edwards to Johnson. Boy, what a nice play there. Johnson saw the opening, cut along the baseline, and Edwards found him. That's now 9 assists, I believe, for Abrian Edwards.
Yeah, and that's his 3rd steal as well, so he's bringing it all today.
Here's Brown in the corner. Shot fake. Now releases the shot. It's no good. Alcindor and Biacapa battling. And they're going to whistle that on. Oh, I thought they were going to whistle on Alcindor because Alcindor was pleading his case. They're actually going to call it on Biacapa as he went over the back.
Yeah,
That's his 3rd.
Looked like the right call there. Alcindor had better position on him, and it looked like Biacapa was holding him a bit.
Here's Sherman out top. He can hit that shot. That one rattles out, though. But Bailey's in there for the rebound. He takes it out to the baseline, fires up a jumper that's no good. And Onu gets the rebound, and Bailey fouls him. That's just a frustration foul from Shamar Bailey. He was frustrated after missing the shot.
Yeah, it looked like Bailey, instead of taking that mid-range jumper, had a streaking Sherman down the lane. Chose to take the shot.
Juwan Grant checks out. Justin Johnson back into the game for the Bears as they trail it by 19, 66-47. Here's Johnson at the elbow. A jumper is good. Sherman didn't get out to cover him up, and Johnson made him pay. Here's Edwards. A pull-up jumper. Got it. Nobody stopped the ball for Shawnee State, and Edwards took advantage. Here's Bird with the basketball right wing to Johnson at the free throw line. He'll dribble to his left side, has his shot blocked away by Sherman. Sherman now takes it into the front court himself, drives right around Onu, and they're going to whistle him for the travel. Onu blocked the shot anyway.
Love the aggressiveness by the big man, Omar Sherman. Taking it up himself, putting a couple moves on the defender, and just unable to get by him without committing the traveling violation.
Here's Brown with the basketball on the wing. They go to the corner, and Watkins. Here's Johnson, a dangerous pass cross court to Bird, who gathered it in, and then his pass into Onu. And it's off his hands, out of bounds.
Into the Bears lineup, number 23, Selby Hine Wills.
Onu checks out as Selby Hind Wills is into the game again for the Bears. It's a 19-point ball game. Here's a bad pass and turnover. Johnson chases it down for the Bears, and he drives baseline and throws it down with two hands. Here's Sherman up ahead of the defense. Sherman wasn't cherry picking. He just didn't get back yet. But it turned into gold for William Penn. There's a block by Sherman. And now a whistle on the rebound as they're going to call that on Wills. He couldn't believe the call.
Well, Kylie Sherman got back that time. He got the block.
(70-51) our score. 14:50 to play in the ball game. Here's Edwards, guarded closely by Bird. Now Bailey on the right wing. Bailey drives right at Johnson, has it poked away from behind. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Statesman. They lob it into Sherman. He's got the big size advantage on Wills. Puts it on the floor, drives, shoots, too strong. But Alcindor's in there for the rebound. He drives along the baseline, and it's going to be a shot clock violation as the initial shot from Sherman didn't hit the rim, and I don't think Alcindor realized it, that the shot clock was winding down.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really realized there until there was about 1 or 2 ticks left.
Here's Johnson along the baseline. Guarded by Sherman. Spins, kicks it out to Wills. Good ball movement by the Bears. The three in the corner is off the mark from Brown. But it's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bears. Mario Manuel now checks in as he replaces Omar Sherman. Bailey checks out in favor of Eddie Daly as well. And Ahmad Pender in for the first time this afternoon, as Alcindor will get a breather. Here's inbounds pass from Watkins, is poked away and taken away by William Penn. Here's Edwards on the attack. Pass off the leg of Wills, but it goes right to Pender. There's a bad pass by Pender as he tried to bounce it into Manuel from about 20 feet.
Yeah, you saw AB calling for the ball right there, trying to reset the play. Pender just...
Out of the timeout, it will be William Penn basketball. And here's a pass that's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Statesmen. Daly inbound right in front of the Penn zone, which is rather empty today. But again, William Penn on Thanksgiving break, so a lot of students at home for the long weekend. That place will be full on Monday night when Grandview comes to town. Here's Johnson. And with 2 on the shot clock, William Penn is bailed out as Burt Watkins, reached in on Johnson. That's the 4th team foul. William Penn will inbound in front of their own bench. They've got, and the foul actually resets the shot clock to 20. That's a break for the Statesmen.
Yeah, just really not a smart foul there by the Shawnee State team. Need to be more aware of the situation than that right there.
Here's Pender with the basketball. Dribbles left side, kicks out to Daly. A right wing 3 on the way. Eddie Daly with his second three-pointer, the sophomore from DeWitt, Michigan.
Yeah, that's a really pretty shot there, Kylie. I really like his shot. Just a sophomore, has a lot of time to develop.
Here's Wills on the drive, dishing to Johnson, and Johnson gets the shot to go and will go to the line as Pender committed the foul on the shot. Biacapa checks back into the ball game as Bird will take a seat. Free throw from Johnson is too strong. Manuel with the rebound. Cager into the front court for the Statesmen. Manuel comes out to set a screen. Cager drives, dishes, Daly, another 3. Boy, and if Eddie Daly can start knocking down the outside shot with consistency, this team just gets scarier. But there's a bad pass as Daly and Wheeler miss communication, and Wills gets the easy put in.
No, but you're right, and Coach Henry's really, really high on him. He's really, really high on this kid, Eddie Daly. He says he needs to get more consistent.
Here's Pender on the inside with the and one opportunity. Pender will be at the line for 1. That's the second foul on Gavin Brown. 35 team fouls on Shawnee State. 12:25 to play in the ball game. Free throw from Pender, rattles out. And back come the Bears. Here's Biacapa on the drive. Tries to feed it to Johnson. And it's poked away. Bad passes by the Bears. Here's the lob to Manuel. And Manuel couldn't corral it on the dunk attempt. Biacapa into the front court for the Bears. 12 minutes to play in the ball game. William Penn on top by 23. There's Biacapa on the left side. They go inside to Johnson. And Wills got position on Daly. And will go to the line. Daly got victimized on the back cut.
Yeah, we've seen Daly's ability to knock down those long point shots. This is where he just really has to improve a little bit, is on the defensive end, and he can really develop into a good player for the Statesman team. Already a good player, but a great player.
Free throw from Wills is good. Johnson checks out, as does Brown. As Bird checks back into the game, along with Grant for the Bears. Second free throw from Wills is right through. Full court pressure now by the Bears. And there's a pass that's poked out of bounds in front of the Shawnee State bench. They thought it was off Cager, but it will stay with the Statesman. Daly will inbound, looking, gets it into Cager, and now Cager will just clear it out. Now gives way to Daly, who helps him, and who passes it up to Pender. And Pender with the dribble. Gives into Manuel, now Wheeler out top, and they'll reset it with Cager. With 10 on the shot clock. Here's Cager with the right side dribble. Out to Wheeler at the top with 5. Wheeler goes around his defender and then floats it in with the right hand. No one came help side. Here's Grant, a quick three that's no good. Rebound back tap though to Watkins. His floater off the mark. But another offensive rebound, but a throwaway. Cager with a steal on the baseline. Cager around Wills to the bucket with the right hand. Can't get the shot to go. Pender's shot blocked. And it's out of bounds. It'll stay with the Statesman.
Looked like a pretty...
Everybody in the gym wanted a foul called, but none was whistled.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty blatant foul. Looked like almost an intentional foul to stop the layup. And it stopped the layup, but no call on the floor.
Johnson back into the ball game along with Michael Hubbard as Grant and Watkins check out as Coach Thomas continues to use his bench often. Here's Wheeler looking inside it, or gets it into Cager, who drives baseline, and that's going to be a blocking foul. Boy, that was close. I think Hubbard was there, but I think he was inside the restricted area, and thus is whistled for the blocking foul.
Yeah, it looked like he was just barely inside that restricted area.
16 fouls now on Shawnee State, and Cager is at the free throw line. First one is no good. Or is good. What am I talking about?
Yeah, and all of a sudden you look up, it's a 24-point lead for the Statesmen, and they're at a point now where they can really put this game away here with a couple big shots and good defensive stands.
Second one off the mark. Pender was held and couldn't get the rebound, and we'll go the other way with the Bears. 10:48 to play. Well, and this is at kind of that stage in the ball game with William Penn up by 24. If you can, push this lead to 30 here over the next 2 or 3 minutes, that'll allow Coach Henry to go deeper into the bench and again, allow some of his mainstays to get a little extra rest because, again, you can't say it enough. There's a big week ahead with 3 games. And, again, for these men specifically, this is their 3rd game. They've got 3 more before they get a week off beginning next Sunday.
Yeah, and, you never want to say that a game doesn't mean a lot because every game means something. Every win means something. But those Hart wins are the ones you really want to get, and that's really what you play your season for, is a conference championship.
Here's Wills on the inside. Nice shot fake, and then draws a foul. On the inside is Daly and Pender were both there. And they're going to get Pender with the foul. That's his second. And Wills is at the line. First one, good. Seven points now for Selby Hind Wills. You'll get another one. And that one right through as well. 81-58 our score. 23-point lead for the Statesmen. 10:20 to play. Cager clears out on the right side. William Penn ran a clear out as all four other players were on the left side of the lane, and Cager just went one-on-one and elevated and flushed it with two hands.
Yeah, and that man can get up, can he? I mean, comes in, he looks, he's only about 5'10", and he gets up and rises with the best of them, and he has such great explosiveness to get by the first guy.
The three-point play is good as he knocks down the free throw. That foul was on Wills. That's his third. Here's Wills with the basketball for the Bears. Gets in the air and passes away to Biakapa. He skips it across to Bird. Here's Wills, a three from the corner off the mark. And Pender up high for a rebound. And are they calling that on Pender? And they are. They're going to call it on Pender. They're going to say he pushed Biakapa in the back to get the rebound. And Shawnee State will keep possession. Here's Wills. He'll lob it out. Or excuse me, that's Hubbard lobbing it out to Wills. And here's a bad pass from Biakapa. Right to the waiting hands of Cager. Pender with the left hand missed the layup. And then he got it back, but hadn't established himself on the inside, in the court of play, and is thus whistled for the turnover. 25-point lead, 9:48 to play. Good pass by Cager. Pender just couldn't finish the layup.
Yeah, Pender was over there saying that he got fouled. He very well may have, but got to get those ones to go in.
Here's a bad pass, poked away by Daly, but the Bears get it back. Here's Bird out top. Over to Hubbard. Back to Bird. They swing it around. Wills passes up to three. Instead will drive and hammer it home. Cager, though, quickly back for William Penn. Here's Wheeler to Pender, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Pender put his head down, didn't see the defender. He ran over Wills, and that's an easy call. That's the fourth foul on Pender. As Coach Henry now comes back with Johnson, Sherman, and Edwards. As Wheeler, Pender, and Manuel check out. Oh no, Pender's going to stay in the ball game. Cager checked out.
And that sequence there, it seemed like Cager had 3 or 4 steals in that last 4 or 5 minute span of play. So
here's Hubbard lobbing it inside to nobody, and Sherman was there for the takeaway. Here's Johnson with the drive, eludes the defender, but lost it out of bounds. Alcindor now checks back in, and Pender will take a seat. 84-61. Here's Bird with it out top. Now Biakapa guarded by Johnson. Reverses his dribble. Pass poked away by Johnson, but he got it back. Here's Johnson on the inside. And the reverse layup is no good by Wills, but he will go to the line. Wills will be at the line. Free throw is no good. And Wills now wearing jersey number 20. As I think he had some blood that got on his original number 23, so he switches for number 20. So Wills now number 20 for Shawnee State. Here's Justin Johnson on the inside, getting the shot to go over the outstretched arm of Omar Sherman. Here's Edwards on the drive. Can't get the shot to go down, but he draws a foul.
Yeah, the aggressive there by AB, blowing right past the Bears defenders. They weren't in any sort of position to make a defensive play, so he went right at him and got the foul drawn on him.
Edwards, first free throw. Right through. He'll get another. He knocks down the second as well. He now has 7 points, so he's 3 points away from a double-double as he is well over the 10-assist mark. Here's a three on the way that's no good from Bird. Alcindor for Penn. Driving, kicking to Daly. Left side three, no. And Johnson with the rebound for the Bears. Eddie Daly had a good look, just couldn't get it to go down. Here's Brown, a little runner that's good. Pretty shot that time by Gavin Brown. And now we got a turnover as William Penn careless with the basketball that trip.
Yeah, nifty little shot there by Brown, as you mentioned. Little Steve Nash-esque right there. Little runner off the glass.
Here's Biacapa. Into the front court, now Bird with it. Guarded by Johnson. Dishes to Justin Johnson. And Justin Johnson lays it in. 86-67, Shawnee State trying to make a rally here late, and William Penn helps that effort with another turnover.
Yeah, critical point right here in the game for the Statesmen. You have it in your hand, but you guys got to really step on the throat here.
Here's Brown with it, right wing, guarded by Daly. Over to Justin Johnson. He's been key, but there's a bad pass and a takeaway. Edwards into the front court, finds a trailing Sherman. Sherman beat the defense down the court and got the easy lay-in. He's got 28.
And that's another assist for A.B. Edwards.
Here's a three from Brown. That's off the mark. Rebound tapped. And somehow it gets its way to Brown out top. He feeds to Bird. A three right wing. That is good. And Coach Thomas needs a timeout. 88-70 our score, 6:50 to play. You're watching William Penn basketball on the Statesman. William Penn basketball out of the timeout. Jared Goodman, Kylie Broadway with you. 88-70 our score. As William Penn is 6.5 minutes away. Here's a deep three from Alcindor. My goodness. He was on the NAIA logo. Whew.
Yeah, I think that's his third made three tonight. Bounced back from a 1 for 10 outing. So good to see that from Alcindor. As you know, last week he actually broke the school record, as many of you know.
There's Sherman having a shot blocked away by Onu, but Sherman stepped out of bounds after regaining control. It'll go back to the Bears. Yeah, if there was ever any doubt as Daly checks out and Shamar Bailey's back in, if Alcindor was going to have a hangover from the struggle last night with his shooting. He hasn't shot a lot today, but he's knocked it down and got it back again. That's what good shooters do. They'll have games where they struggle, but for the most part, they're going to get them to go. Here's a shot inside from Grant that's no good. Sherman with the rebound. Up ahead to Marlin.
He's up to 13 now, so a few Statesmen in double figures.
Here's Grant on the inside with the lay-in. Here's Edwards into the front court to Alcindor. I thought he was going to pull the trigger on that one, too. Here's Sherman along the baseline. Skips it across to Johnson. Johnson missed the layup. Tapped up, no good. Bailey in there fighting for it. And a whistle is called. They're going to whistle it on Jawan Grant of Shawnee State.
What a pretty swing pass there by Sherman. Mentioned it a lot last night's broadcast. His passing ability from the post is something that not a lot of big men possess.
Biakapa and Wills check back in for the Bears as Hubbard and Onu check out. Shamar Bailey at the free throw line. First free throw is good. Stay with us after the conclusion of this one as we'll have our post-game show with a look at full game stats as well as a visit with head coach John Henry. We'll talk about not only today's ball game but also last night's victory over Wright State Lake. And we'll get you set for Monday's doubleheader between William Penn and Grandview. The women will start that off at 5:30. The men to follow at 7:30. There's a turnover on Shawnee State, and now they're going to go full court pressure on the inbounds. Edwards gets the inbounds pass from Bailey. And now Edwards back to Bailey. It's a 4-on-3 for Penn. Here's a lob inside to Sherman. Sherman, scoop shot is good. And he'll go to the free throw line.
Too big, too strong right there is Omar Sherman. He's now reached a 30-point mark here.
Sherman with 30 points. That's a high water mark. Make it 31. High water mark for him in a Statesman uniform. As he has just had his way on the inside against Shawnee State. And there's going to be games like that for him because there's just not a lot of teams that are going to be able to match up with him size-wise this season. And he's got, not only does he have the size, Jared, he's got the skill set, that you normally see of, maybe a small forward. He's got the handles and some really good moves down low.
Yeah, he can really do it all. I talked about the passing ability and just his overall feel and touch, his knowledge of the game, and his strength. He's just a really strong dude.
Make it 33 as Tawan Johnson drives and dishes.
That could have very well been a foul as well.
99-74, 4.5 to play. Here's a bad pass. Bailey gets it. Up ahead to Johnson for the lay-in. William Penn over the century mark once again, 101-74.
You mentioned, everybody knows tomorrow night, 50-cent hot dogs against Grandview. Next home game after that, there's going to be 50-cent hot dogs as well.
There's a three that's off the mark. Edwards skips it ahead. Alcindor, that one's short. But guess who? Omar Sherman right there for the rebound and the putback. 35 for the big man. Here's Jawan Grant to Biaka. As we approach the 3.5-minute mark of the ball game. Here's Brown with the basketball. Now Biakapa. There's a pass inside. Wills lost it. Johnson with Alcindor and Bailey. Dishes to Bailey for the left-handed layup. Timeout, Coach Henry, and this is just simply to get some subs in. As Johnson and Hubbard check in hard.
Kylie, what the craziest part about it? He had 35 points and no fouls. I mean, that's just something you don't see out of a big man of his size.
Well, and that's going to be key for him to stay on the court. We saw it last Tuesday night at Missouri Valley in the William Penn win. He had a solid game, but he struggled with foul trouble and had to be careful, really. He only played 8 minutes in the first half because of 3 fouls. Was still able to have a big impact in the game, but he is so much more effective when he can play with a little more of a reckless abandon and not worry about picking up fouls. Here's Thomas, a 3 that's no good, and Brown tracks down the rebound. As the final 3 minutes tick away in this one, William Penn going to improve to 9-0 on the year, and they will get a much-deserved day off tomorrow. I say day off, a day off from games. I don't know if Coach Henry will have them practice or not.
Yeah, maybe some sort of shoot-around or something, or just, it might be one of those days where you get in the weight room, get in the training room, and take care of little nagging injuries or take care of, just kind of getting through the recovery process.
Thomas and Hubbard collide out near the top of the key, and Hubbard is still down. He took the brunt of that collision. Nothing ill-willed, just going for a loose ball, and they both collided. Hubbard now to his feet and will walk over to his bench to talk with his coach. And doesn't look like he's going to be able to stay in the game, as he will take a seat.
Yeah, look like he took one to the head or face area. It's always an instant worry.
And Jawan Grant will check in for him. Malik Thomas at the free throw line, where he will get 2 free throws. First one is no good. 2:28 to play, 105-74 William Penn in control. This was a game that William Penn led by, approximately 14 or so throughout the majority of the first half. Shawnee State made a run there late. With 3 minutes left to go in the first half, they cut it to 5. But William Penn answered and built the lead back up to 13 at the break, and really have not been threatened here at all in the second half.
Yeah, I think the Bears got down to about 18. That's as low as it's ever got here in the second half. Statesman did a really good job coming out to play in the second half. I mean, really clean game overall. I mean, aside from that one Bears run where they cut it down. But, it's a game of runs. It's going to happen. Just got to find a way to come back.
Here's Fullard having it poked away on the inside. Here's Brown on the drive. His shot no good, and that's going to be a loose ball foul on Wills as he used the off arm to hold off Loudon Rockweiler, and Rockweiler will walk to the other end for a couple of free throws. Again, stay with us after the conclusion of this one. We'll have full game stats as well as a visit with Coach Henry. And we'll get you set for Monday night's doubleheader against the Vikings of Grandview. 2 really, really important games for both the women and the men, and what should be both really entertaining basketball games, as Grandview always gives William Penn a battle, no matter their rankings or whatnot. I know the Grandview women were receiving votes in the latest poll.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that women's game. Everybody talks about the men's game, but the women's game, women are playing some really good basketball right now, for Grandview and the Statesmen. So really looking forward to seeing that. It's going to be a tough test for the Statesman team.
Yeah, the William Penn women undefeated on the year as well, and they'll look to continue that and protect the home court. Again, they'll start things off at 5:30 Monday night right here from Penn Gymnasium. The men will follow at 7:30. Rockweiler's second free throw no good, and the rebound taken by Johnson. And then after the Grandview game on Monday, they get 2 days off before traveling to Dubuque to take on Clark College. Clark, an interesting team on the men's side. They sit 2-0 in conference, 3-2 overall. So depending on what happens Monday night, William Penn and Clark could be battling for first place in the North Division next week, Thursday. And what an odd start to the year it's been for Mid-America Nazarene. The men ranked 19th in the first poll of the year. They are 0-2 in conference play.
Yeah,
as it has been a struggle for them early on.
It's just really a testament to how tough this Hart Conference really is. I mean, anybody can beat anybody on any given night. You know, if you don't come and bring your A game, teams are going to expose you, and teams are going to take advantage of that.
Two free throws from Chris Bird, the junior from Columbus. And now he will check out, and good to see Michael Hubbard back into the ball game as he looks to be feeling better again. 106-76 our score. Minute 35 and counting. Here's Fillard, now Green out top. Rockweiler around a screen. A three from the left side is good. Loudon Rockweiler with his first points of the night. Excuse me, he had a free throw earlier. He's got 4. His first field goal of the night. And it's 109-76. Here's Biaka on the inside. He lost it on the way up. As we go under a minute, Malik Thomas, 3-ball, right corner, too strong. And the rebound taken by Hubbard, and he's grabbed and fouled by Aiden Green. Aiden Green whistled for the foul, and that will send Hubbard to the free throw line. Just 50 seconds left to play in this one. As William Penn in control, and they will go 2-0 in this year's Wendy's Classic. They also match the 2-0 record that Presentation College, as both Presentation and William Penn take down Shawnee State and Wright State Lake. You wish you kind of had a third day where you could have William Penn and Presentation take on one another.
Yeah, I was about to say that myself, especially with the former William Penn coach, the head coach of Presentation. He was an assistant under Coach Henry.
Here's a ball out of bounds. It'll go to Shawnee State.
That's Jeremy Regal. So, yeah, it would have been an interesting matchup. Presentation, they played hard.
Here's a shot on the inside that's no good from Grant. Ball loose on the floor, and Justin Johnson gets it and will go to the line. That foul is whistled on Fillard. First free throw is good. (109-78). Make it 79, and that will probably be our final as the shot clock is turned off. And I assume that Wheeler will just dribble this one out. No need to put up another shot or run any sort of offensive set. Wheeler with the dribble. Guarded closely by Biakapa. That's just good sportsmanship there by Biakapa. Playing hard, but not doing anything foolish. They shake hands at midcourt as the buzzer sounds. 109-79 the final. William Penn wins it in convincing fashion over the Bears of Shawnee State, and they improve to 9-0.